Hear me out. I am the face of anxiety.
I am the face of depression.
I am the face of suicide.
Tied to the many stigmas and stereotypes they use to define me.
I'm not broken.
I am not irrational.
I am not alone.
Each day required to hide the pain that goes on behind these eyes.
I hear you.
I feel you.
I am you. Hear me out.
Wow. A powerful message seen right here on WBOC. One that the president of Spicer Brothers Construction, Brian Spicer, is very passionate about. So he's doing something about it. He's talking about mental health and some of the struggles so many people live with every single day. And Brian joins us now to tell us more about the Hear Me Out campaign. Brian, thanks for being here this afternoon.
Thank you.
So let's talk a little bit about it. This is something that is very near and dear to you.
Yes, it is.
Very passionate about it.
Yes.
Why?
A lot of, well, family members, you know, owning a business myself, anxiety, stress comes along with that. And then many family members affected with some of these issues.
So you decided to launch this campaign.
Yes, and society's faced with it too. And it doesn't seem as though anyone is talking about it.
Right. So you're starting the conversation.
Yes.
Yeah. We see instances of mental illness all the time. It's important to discuss it, isn't it?
I think so. Not enough is being done about it, and it's everywhere around you. We don't know what people are dealing with inside, but we're quick to stereotype, judge, you know, belittle them without even knowing, you know, what they're dealing with.
And in the ad, the campaign, you hear the words, "Hear me out."
Yes.
What does that mean?
To me, it's twofold. You know, people are living inside their head. You hear people, they're their own worst enemy. You know, I see a vision of someone trapped in their head. They really are. They're living inside their head, all these negative thoughts. And someone's in their brain, you know, hear me out. And there's no one there to help them out. You know, they're living in their head. And then on the other side of that is, hey, listen, hear me out. Just sit and listen, you know, in that regard too. So to me, it's kind of twofold that way. And that's what we're trying to get across to people is, you know, people are living inside their head. They need help. They didn't wake up with an illness one day.
Right.
You wake up with the flu one day, that's an illness. You wake up with a mental illness one day, that's an illness. It's not being treated as one.
Right. And this is really a call to action for everyone, for the community to help out. What can we as a community do?
Start talking about it. Start getting involved.
What was it like for you putting this campaign together and being really the face of it? Because you were in the ad saying,
Yep, I wanted to be the bookends of it. You know, owning a business, I'm no different than anyone else. I can be faced with all this stuff. You know, anyone, any position, any business, anywhere can be faced with it. So I wanted to be the beginning of it, the anxiety, owning a business, stress. And then I wanted to be the bookend of it, which means I'm no different than anyone else. You know, and that's when I said I am you. And all the parts and pieces in between can be anybody.
Now this ad debuted during the big game on Sunday. Have you heard or seen any response?
Yes, a lot of response, a lot of emails, texts, people that commend me for doing it, you know, that their family members are dealing with it themselves, they've dealt with it.
So do you think that we can actually end the stigma? Is that possible?
I believe it is. Starts with talking about it, you know, and family and friends, you know. When someone starts out of nowhere acting out and behaving in a manner they haven't done, you know, the ridicule and the stereotyping and the shunning them away and staying away from it isn't helping. So we need to start talking about it so everyone knows the signs to look for. You know, one day they just didn't wake up with this illness. I mean, they may have, but there's something traumatic that has happened in the past. So.
Well, thank you for stepping out there and bringing up this campaign.
You're
and
welcome.
I hope everyone takes it to heart and gets involved.
I do too.
Brian
Thank you.
Spicer, president of Spicer Brothers Construction.
Thank
you
You're welcome.
for being here this afternoon.